Your future is not decided by luck. It's not shaped by talent. It's built by what you do every day. Most people think success is about big moments, sudden breakthroughs, or life-changing opportunities. It's not. The truth is, everything comes down to your habits, the small things, the repeated actions, the routines that shape who you are. The problem is, most people don't control their habits. Their habits control them. They fall into patterns without thinking. They repeat the same mistakes without realizing. And before they know it, they've built a life they never wanted. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. A man who waits for motivation will never get anywhere. A man who relies on talent alone will always be replaced. But a man who builds the right habits, who shows up, who does what needs to be done every single day, that man cannot be stopped. Your habits will either make you stronger or keep you weak. And if you don't shape them with discipline, they will shape you with failure. The choice is yours. Control your habits or be controlled by them. Step 1. Habits control you, whether you see it or not. Everything you do is a pattern. Your actions, your reactions, your decisions, they are not random. They are habits built over time, repeated without thought. How you wake up, how you handle setbacks, how you respond to pressure. All of it is determined by what you have trained yourself to do. Most people don't even realize it. They think they are making fresh choices every day, but they are simply repeating the same behaviors they've done 1,000 times before. The lazy man didn't become lazy overnight. His habits made him that way. The strong man didn't become strong by accident. His discipline built him. The failures in life are not one big mistake. They are a collection of small, repeated ones. What you do today, you will do tomorrow. And what you do tomorrow will define your future. Most people are controlled by their habits without realizing it. Look around and you'll see it everywhere. People stuck in the same routines, living the same problems, making the same excuses. They aren't choosing this life. Their habits chose it for them. The man who always hesitates, his habit is hesitation. The man who always loses control, his habit is reacting instead of thinking. The man who never finishes what he starts, his habit is quitting. Weak habits create weak people. And once those habits take hold, they don't let go. You are either in control of your habits, or they are in control of you. There is no middle ground. You don't just have habits. Your habits have you. They run your day, decide your future, and shape your identity, whether you see it or not. If your habit is avoiding hard things, you will always be weak. If your habit is wasting time, you will always be behind. If your habit is blaming others, you will never take control of your life. But here's the truth. Just as bad habits destroy you, good habits will build you. Strong habits make strong people. The ones who always win. The ones who always seem to be ahead. They didn't get there by accident. They trained themselves for it. They built habits that made success inevitable. A disciplined man does not think about whether he should work. He just does. A focused man does not waste time deciding if he should start. He just starts. A strong man does not question whether he should push forward. He just keeps moving. Success is not a single act. It is a repeated pattern. What you repeat, you become. What you do every day decides who you are. So ask yourself, are your habits leading you to strength, or are they keeping you weak? Because if you don't take control of them, they will take control of you. Step 2. The smallest habits create the biggest results. Weak people think success happens overnight. They believe in big moments, sudden breakthroughs, life-changing decisions. They wait. They wait for motivation, for inspiration, for the right time. But the right time never comes, and so they never move. The strong understand the truth. Greatness is built in the smallest daily battles. It is not a single decision, but a series of choices, repeated over and over, until they become a part of you. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you become stronger. Most people quit when things get hard. They stop when they feel tired. They slow down when no one is watching. That's why they fail. The strongest people don't rely on feelings. They rely on discipline. They show up when it's difficult, when it's inconvenient, when they would rather be anywhere else. The weak say, I don't feel like it today. The strong say, I do it anyway. The weak wait to be motivated. The strong act, whether they feel like it or not. The weak stop when it gets uncomfortable. The strong push forward no matter what. You don't become powerful in a single moment. You become powerful by showing up, even when you don't want to. Every time you push forward, instead of making an excuse, you take control. Excuses are easy. They are the fastest way to failure. Every time you give yourself an excuse, you give away control. You let weakness decide for you. The lazy man tells himself he'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. The hesitant man tells himself he's not ready, so he never begins. The weak man tells himself it's too hard, so he never gets stronger. The strong, they push forward anyway. They don't wait for the right time. They don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They take what they have, and they make it work. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you shape your future. Most people choose what's easy. They take the comfortable path, the one that requires no effort, no risk, no struggle. But that path leads nowhere. The ones who build something real, something that lasts, are the ones who sacrifice comfort for discipline. Every early morning when you want to sleep, but you rise anyway. Every extra effort when you want to stop, but you push harder. Every moment when quitting seems easier, but you refuse. That is when strength is built. That is when futures are shaped. The smallest habits create the biggest results, not overnight, but over time. The weak chase shortcuts. The strong build slow, unstoppable momentum. They know success is not found in one grand moment, but in the small, unseen decisions repeated daily. A single choice means little, but 1,000 small choices. That's what makes the difference. So what are you repeating? What small habits are shaping you? Because whether you realize it or not, they are already deciding your future. Step 3. Destroy weak habits before they destroy you. Bad habits are easy. That's why most people fail. They take the path of least resistance. They do what feels comfortable, what requires no effort, what gives them temporary relief. And before they realize it, those small, careless choices have built a future they never wanted. Habits don't ask for permission. They take control. And once a weak habit takes root, it doesn't let go without a fight. It grows stronger. It becomes part of who you are. And suddenly, you're no longer making choices. Your habits are making them for you. A man who doesn't control his time will always waste it. Time is the most valuable thing you have. But most people throw it away. They waste hours, days, years, convincing themselves they'll get serious later. Later never comes. The man who wastes an hour today will waste years without noticing. The man who lets distractions control him will never have control of his life. The man who says tomorrow will wake up one day and realize he has run out of them. Winners guard their time like a weapon. They don't waste it. They don't hand it over to distractions. They use it to build, to grow, to get ahead while others fall behind. If you don't control your time, someone else will waste it for you. A man who lets his emotions control him will always be weak. Weak habits don't just show up in action. They show up in the way you think. The man who reacts with anger instead of strategy will always lose. The man who lets fear hold him back will always stay small. The man who needs motivation to move will never be consistent. The world is full of people who let their emotions control them. And because of that, they are easy to manipulate, easy to predict, easy to beat. Winners don't let their emotions make decisions for them. They act based on what needs to be done, not how they feel. Destroy the habit of reacting. Build the habit of thinking. Because the man who controls himself controls everything. A man who repeats the same mistakes will never escape them. Some men live the same year over and over again, never learning, never adjusting, never changing. They fail, but they don't analyze why. They get trapped, but they never change their strategy. They make mistakes, but they repeat them as if they had no choice. Weak habits don't just hold you back. They chain you to failure. A winner does not make the same mistake twice. If he fails, he adapts. If he loses, he learns. If something isn't working, he changes it.